Namaste, beautiful YouTube coven. Welcome to the mat and welcome to today's brand new flow. In today's yin and journaling session, we are going to honor and celebrate the festival of IMBOLC. So IMBOLC is the halfway or midway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. It is a time when we really start to see spring coming through. We start to see the snow melt away, nature reblooming, and we also start to move out of our hibernation and our rest kind of period and feel that awakening inside of us. Feel that kind of inspiration, that sense of warmth come into us as we run a little bit faster towards spring and towards those lighter seasons. So it truly is a time we start to celebrate the returning of the light. Now IMBOLC, although it is a time also of awakening, it is a time of purification and of cleansing, where we start to shake off any kind of stagnant energy from those winter months and anything that we've brought with us from the year gone. So in today's practice, we're going to work through a 30-minute yin yoga inspired flow, really looking to stretch out the body, bring some space to the hips, bring some love to the heart, and work through some journaling prompts to kind of really reflect on where we are and where we are going. So for today's practice, you're going to need 2 blocks, and you can grab yourself any candles or incense, any sage or Palo Santo, anything that you work with. If you'd like to answer these journal prompts during the practice, you can find your notebook or you can simply answer them in your mind. But then when you're ready, you're going to come to meet me in a comfortable seated position. Rolling shoulders away from the ears, sitting those root bones down to the earth. Give yourself just a little wiggle here to get comfortable. Any kind of movement that feels good to you. Before we come into stillness, flipping the palms to the sky, taking a beautiful deep breath in through the nose, and then taking a slow breath all the way out. So if you are working with any sage or Palo Santo or mugwort, any kind of cleansing work, you can choose to light it here. If not, please have no worries. I will light this sacred smoke, sending it from my space to yours, connecting us as an online coven, an online community. Keep concentrating on that breath, balancing it out. Your inhales and your exhales. So starting to cleanse and purify ourselves from any stagnant energy from the year gone, from this winter season. Starting to shake off that unwanted energy and starting to welcome in a sense of joy, a sense of awakening, a sense of light back into our lives. So start to stretch out the palms, like we're really starting to soak up every ray of sunshine that is coming back into the sky. Harnessing the power of the elements. There is actually a huge storm going on right now in where I am in Wales. So if you're an elemental witch, you might start to harness it here. Ten more breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Beautiful. Before all together we inhale and we exhale. On your next breath, you're going to start to lean to the left-hand side, bringing the hand down to the earth and reach the right arm up and overhead here. Taking a gorgeous full body stretch. As we inhale, exhale, roll the body through center, right hand floats beside us, pull left arm up and overhead. Beautiful. Before we roll back into the center, maybe keeping the hands to the mat or bringing hands to the knees, but start to find a little bit of freedom of movement here. So waking up that spine, maybe taking some kind of zigzag motion or circles, sways, anything at all, but close the eyes here and tune into how your body is feeling after these winter months. With the eyes closed, we start to bring awareness truly into how we're feeling rather than worrying about how we're looking. It does not matter. Keep finding your movements for 3, for 2, and for 1. From here, hands to the earth, we're going to take 5 rounds of a soft and modified Surya Namaskar. So starting to welcome that fire back into the body, starting to welcome that light. So following me, on your inhale, going to sweep the arms to the side, reaching as tall as you can, reaching for the sun. And then exhale. Bring hands through heart center. Inhale, reach high to the sky. Exhale. Through heart center, round 3. Inhale. And exhale. Round 4. And exhale. And then round 5. And exhale. From here, we lean back and bring the bottom of the feet to touch, moving into Baddha Konasana. So maybe you start to work with the blocks here and you place the blocks underneath those knees to give yourself a little bit of support, rolling shoulders away from the ears, sliding the heels closer to you. And here we're going to tap into that first journal prompt, remembering you can answer it here in the mind, you can come back to it later, or perhaps you write it down. But the first journal prompt is IMBOLC is a time of awakening. What awakens your spirit? So answering as truthfully as you can, here in the mind, writing it down, but staying here in Baddha Konasana for 2 minutes. Using your exhales to help shift the body forward. One more minute. Ten more breaths. answering your question, contemplating on it here, or getting lost in the sound of the music, becoming aware of your body's boundaries. Before all together we inhale and we exhale. On your next breath in, we slowly begin to roll the body up. Remembering, if you need longer on your prompt, you can press pause here. But when you're ready from here, we're going to gently lean back, bring the knees to touch, and just pop those blocks to one side for now. Moving into an angel pose, a lovely little kutch, a little love. We wrap our arms around the legs and relax the crown of the head down. So rounding into that spine. Maybe finding a sway from side to side, giving ourselves love for making it through the winter months. Making our way through the darkness and back into the light. On your next inhale, we lift the gaze. And then from here, lean back and begin to extend into the legs. Bend the right knee to the chest and step the right foot over the left-hand side. From here, we're going to inhale to pull the left arm to the sky. Exhale, take the outside of the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Maybe using one of those blocks to help keep the chest lifted here. Coming in to a gorgeous twist. Inhale. Beautiful, Coven. On your exhale, untangle the arms, move back into the center as you lean back. Extend the right leg, we bend into the left, stepping left foot over the right hand side. Inhale, pull the right arm to the sky. Exhale, find your twist, hooking the right arm to the outside of the left knee. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale to untangle the chest. Move back into the center. Untangle the left leg, and then we bend into both knees. Cross those ankles, rolling over the ankles, over the knees, and come to meet me in a tabletop position. Moving those blocks forward now, as we're going to need them in a moment. From here, we're going to come into a puppy pose to connect with that heart chakra. So first, stacking shoulders just above the wrists, hip bones above the knees. Relax the spine with a few cat-cow movements. Inhale to drop the chest. Exhale to curve. Before we bring the body back into stillness. Now I'm going to take my microphone off for a second, as obviously it's going to make a horrific sound. From here, hips stay stacked up on top of the knees. We walk the hands forward and start to drop the chest down towards the mat. Maybe staying on the chin maybe coming onto the forehead. You can even place a block underneath the forehead if you would like a little bit more support. Just staying here for about a minute, breathing in through the nose and out. Keeping that breath steady. Inhale. On your exhale, pressing into the hands, we're going to roll the chest up and immediately drop those hips in kind of like a mini upward facing dog. Maybe you slightly bend at the elbows here to come to a cobra variation. Holding for 3, holding for 2, and 1. Relax down to the forearms and reset in crocodile pose. So bring the big toes to touch, heels fall to one side, and just relax the head down onto the arms, giving those hips a gentle little wiggle from side to side just to ease out any stagnant energy going on in the lower spine. Now moving into a really gorgeous hip opener, we're going to come to take a look at our sleeping swan pose, also known as pigeon pose. So hands next to the chest, we briefly move through an upward dog, bend into the knees and come to tabletop. Making sure you have those blocks nearby, we slide right knee to the right wrist and wiggle that foot across. Tuck left toes under to lift up and slide all the way back. We place that right block underneath the right hip, maybe staying onto the forearms or relaxing all the way down. But coming to take the second journal prompt. So remember, you can write it down, you can contemplate it in your mind, you can come back to it later. But the second journal prompt is, what seeds are you planting to grow over the next few months? So contemplating what it is that you've been working towards, or perhaps things you've been dreaming of. What are the seeds that you're planting? 2.5 minutes here. Being as truthful and as honest as you can. Allowing yourselves to melt into this pose and to melt into the feelings. What seeds are you planting? One more minute. Beautiful. If you need a longer, I invite you to press pause here. If you're ready to move out with me, then we're gently going to inhale to lift the gaze, bringing hands to the earth, and briefly from here, we move to the fingertips and open up that heart, shining your heart towards the returning of the sun, of the light for 3, 2, and 1. Gently take the block from underneath the right hip, tuck left toes under, and we slide the right leg behind us. Toes to the mat, push that heel away, taking any kind of movement that feels good to you, moving and taking it in one direction. And then we move, take it in the other. For 3, for 2, and 1. Beautiful. Relax the right knee next to the left. We're going to take it to the other side. So slide the left knee to the left wrist, wriggle that foot across. Tuck right toes under to slide back. And begin to relax down. Maybe pop in a block underneath that left hip if it feels a little bit lifted. And then from here, the third and final journal prompt for our IMBOLC flow is going to pop up onto the screen. And the prompt is, today I invoke the spirit of IMBOLC and spring by ... Giving yourself some time to answer your question, or perhaps reflect on it here. 2.5 minutes in your pigeon pose. Allow yourself to melt into this pose, to get lost in your words, in the music, of existing only in the present moment. 1 more minute. Before all together we inhale And we exhale. If you need longer, I invite you to press pause. Stay here. If you're ready to come out with me, on your next inhale, lift the gaze and slowly make your way to your hands, coming onto the fingertips and opening up that heart, shining your heart to the sun, holding for 3, for 2, and 1. Place the hands down to the earth. Tuck right toes under and slide the left leg out. Toes to the earth, push into that back heel. Taking any movement that feels good to you. Anything at all. Before we relax, right knee next to the left, cross the ankles behind you and come to meet me in a seated position, ending the practice as you began with a little bit of freedom of movement. So taking almost like diagonal shapes, maybe waves or kind of sweeping motion, feeling a lot more space and love flowing through the body. Before we come to meet in a final seated position, shoulders away from the ears, flip the palms to the sky. If you'd like to light your cleansing wand once more, I invite you to do so. Perhaps if you work with oracle cards, you might choose one now. Or if you don't have any nearby, please know I'm sending the sacred smoke all the way from my space to yours, joining as one heart, one community, one coven. So feeling that breath flowing down to the base of the belly, to that root chakra. Feeling that peace in mind, that love in the physical body, in the spiritual body, having invoked the spirit of IMBOLC today. The awakening, the cleansing, the purification. And then to close today's practice, we're going to bring our hands to the heart, feeling our heartbeat, our life force. And start to smile, feeling gratitude to the power of your mind for taking you on this journey on and off the mat. To the power of you for making it through the darker months into the light. And sending gratitude to the world around us, above us, below us, for its beauty, for its power, for its magic. Sealing a sense of gratitude with a bow, head to heart. And then coming back into the room by blinking the eyes open and bowing even lower to ourselves, to this online community, and from me to you, thanking you for allowing me to walk alongside you in your yoga journey today, and for allowing me to guide you through this yin IMBOLC practice. Thank you so very much. I really hope you feel a lot more space and love in the body, and you feel a little bit more reassured and reconnected to the spring months that are coming. I would love to know how you got on today's practice. Please let me know by commenting below, and I would appreciate any kind of support for my little channel, maybe liking this video or even subscribing. It is honestly such an honor to meet you all on the mat, and I really hope you enjoyed today's practice. From the bottom of my heart, Coven, wishing you a blessed and beautiful IMBOLC. Blessed be.